Hi everyone, we're moving on to learning target 6 where we will be partitioning. This is Mrs. Ogier.
And this is Ms. Perrier.
And let's get going. So first thing we need to pay attention to when partitioning is the fact that order matters. So if you see a ratio like this, you read it out loud as 3 to 2, so 3 to 2, and it matters especially in the case of chocolate. So like for instance, this would mean I get 3 pieces and you get 2 pieces because I'm going to eat them all. But if I did the other way, no matter what I have 5 total, this would mean that you're getting 3 pieces and I'm only getting 2 pieces. So the order does matter as far as how you're going to divvy up whatever the thing is, in this case segments.
Yes. Okay, so for this one we have to partition this segment AB here. So you can see that the ratio is in a 1, 2, 3, but the segment has four parts, but that's totally okay. So you can see that in between A and P there's only that one line there. There's only one part.
If you want to think of it like this, you have 1 out of 4 and 3 out of 4. So you have 2, that's a 3. 1 out of 4 and 3 out of 4. So it makes a whole together, and that should happen with any partition you have.
And the same thing for this one. As you can see, it is 3 to 1. So there's 3 out of 4 parts in between A and P, and 1 out of 4 parts between P and B.
So here's, again, just showing you more examples of what we're talking about. 1 to 2 would be between A and P1, and then 2 from between P and B, versus if we did it the other way, it would be flipped.
So for this one, we want to determine the ratio. So as you can see, between P and B, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 5 boxes lines in between B and A there.
So just like we were doing with the pencil that we showed you, you would just count. Remember, B is 0. So 1, 2 parts there, and then 1, 2, 3 parts there. 2 and 3 make a total of 5, and that would be your partition.
So for this one, you can see easily that there is, starting at B, there is 1, 2 parts, and they're just split evenly, so your ratio is 1 to 1 here.
On this next one, again, we could start counting. So we start here. This is 0, remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that part is 5. The next part is 1. So this is a 5 to 1 ratio. 6 total parts. Here's how you will see it as this is the main thing. Everything else is kind of a warm-up to getting to this. So on a graph paper, we would first start by plotting the points. So A is at -5, 2, and B is at 3, 6. We would draw that segment in. After we do that, we're going to go right back to drawing those right triangles again. So we draw our horizontal distance and our vertical distance, basically slope. Those are the parts that we are going to partition. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is identifying your total amount of pieces. So if you break it into 1 to 3, how many total pieces did you have? 4. So then you count your horizontal distance. So I have, if I count from A all the way here where I'm highlighting right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so that's why I'm counting by 2s.
And then you're just going to do the same for that other side. You're going to count how many boxes are there vertically, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we know 4 divided by 4 is 1, so that's where our yellow tick marks will go.
So now we have to focus on who's getting what piece. So because A is first, A is getting 1 piece. So from point A, I would count one of those marks I just made and make a line straight up and down.
Okay. And then you're going to count the same from B, and as you can see, there is 3 for B, so you're going to count 3 tick marks down, and you're going to draw a line to where it intersects A and B.
And that is the partition point. The red dot there is the final answer to the question. Now be careful, some people will put like 1 and 2 or something like that. You got to remember to go back to your origin, and it's -3, +3 as a coordinate point. Okay, let's do another example. So again, start by plotting the segment and drawing your vertical and horizontal distance.
Yes. And then from there, you're going to look at your ratio and find the total amount that you're going to need. And as you can see, it's 2 to 3, so it's going to be 5 So then from there, you're going to count, or from A, you're going to count how many boxes there are, and as you can see, there's 8. So you're going to have 8 divided by 5, but don't
fret.
Yeah, don't worry. It's okay that it doesn't end up evenly. We'll figure that out.
And the vertical one is 4, so it'd be 4 divided by 5. Now this is definitely not as easy as if it divided evenly, but it's going to be fine. So we're still going to just divvy it up as we would. So A is going to get 2 pieces. So if you think about it, A going this way horizontally, it's starting at 1 on the x-axis. So we're doing 1, and we're giving 2 pieces of 8/5 to it. So that's where I did 1 plus 2 times 8/5. This is kind of a more algebraic approach. This is a above level question. So if you're worried right now, number 2 is what we will most be focused on in class. So then you repeat that with B. So B starts at -1. And then you need to subtract because you're going in the negative direction, right? Because we're going left that way. You need to subtract 3 times 4/5 because person B was getting 3. This is good to have in your notes to reference, but you will not be asked to do one like this. You will be focused on one like number 2. And that is it for this learning target. We'll see you in class.